You guys, my heart is being torn in like 100 different directions right now. It was just like the most up and down experience that I've had out here on the streets for a long time. I just finished doing an outreach here at Lake in Hiawatha. It's one of my favorite places to share Jesus. Right when I got here, a guy had just given his life to the Lord. So it was amazing. And then my friend, my teammate, shared the gospel with a man. He was really engaged. He was uh, really close to giving his life to Christ, decided not to. And then a few minutes later, we see him just down the block, and a security guard is picking him up off the ground and putting him in a headlock, pinning him to the ground, and then handcuffing him and detaining him. But it was just so heartbreaking to see that. I don't know if the guy did anything wrong or anything like that, but just that just tugged at my heart so much. And then a few minutes later, I got to share the gospel with these two high school kids. They never understood surrendering their life to Jesus before. They've grown up in the church. They were really getting it. They weren't ready to respond that way right now, but it was like this was the first time they really got that. And it was so cool, and we're getting ready, we're praying to end the outreach and just thanking God for what he did. And then during that prayer, a woman rolled up in a wheelchair. She said, "I know you." And I looked at her and kind of took a second look, and I realized who she was, and I said her name. I met her a couple of years ago. She was just at rock bottom. She would see me and she would just like pour out all this stuff, just get it all off her chest and everything. Didn't really have much direction, knew she needed the Lord, but had some resistance and had a bad experience with one of the rehab places and everything. But we kept praying for her. And maybe 9 months later, a year later, I saw her again, and she looked great. She had gotten a job, she had gotten sober, she had a place to live. She was even at her job, she was dispensing medication to people, so they were trusting her with meds, which is kind of, a milestone. She was like, "You guys were one of the big turning points for me," like was running into us, even though we weren't like, just preaching at her, fiery gospel stuff. It was like sitting and listening and then praying a little bit and sharing a few truths about Jesus, and God used that and changed her. And then today, she's just really not doing well again. She had been drinking. She's in this wheelchair now, which she wasn't in before. I'm not sure the story with that. I was told later she had gotten this boyfriend who had gotten her into selling drugs. He also had started beating her. And so my heart is just torn these two different directions. I am so excited for the people I got to meet, the ones that God is just clearly working on. I'm so excited for the however many people that came to Christ today. Someone said it was 10, someone said it was more. I'm not even sure. It's awesome when you're sharing the gospel and you don't even know how many people gave their lives to Jesus. But I'm also just heavy-hearted because of the people who just are not there yet. And then you watch them at this crossroads and they decide to take the path that leads them away from the Lord, and then they really suffer for that. So keep praying for them with me.